I'm still all the way over to the other side. Welcome to I Can't Get the Camera Right Radio. It's me, Kyle Halfpint Adams, and Nacho Suave. Nacho Suave. Because he has to have a nickname in there somewhere. And Poppa Jesus Squat is our guest for today.
Hello. I did move that beer because it looked like I was drinking both of them.
You should have. We should have just put all the beers on one side.
That would be funny.
Like, are you thirsty there? But no, today's episode is not sponsored by Castle Cream Ale, but this is like one of your favorite beers.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It is like one of my favorite beers.
Yeah. We had the running joke, which I can't remember what his name is, but I asked him if he was a bartender, and you're actually a bartender.
I can't. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Since that joke has happened, I have become a bartender.
I like spoken in reality.
Twain,
no, it wasn't Twain.
Made by Terry?
No, it was
Crisis Fresh.
It was a white guy.
It was a white guy.
Yeah.
Can't. Nope.
We're gonna remember it probably at the end of the show, I guess.
Or he'll remember it on the ride back home, and then he'll text us like, "Oh shit, it was this guy."
It was this guy.
No, I remember what they were promoting, and I remember what they look like. I can't remember their rap name, and I don't want to guess, so I'm just gonna look it up when we do a song break.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna guess either. Yeah, that's a bummer. He's probably not gonna watch this show ever again. I don't even think he watches this show actually. I think he's done his episode, and then he was like, "That's it." I don't even think he's watched his own episode. whomever
You
this
don't
guy
even
is.
remember who it is.
I bet he's watching it right now.
I know, and he's like, "It's
he's
me, motherfuckers."
Yeah.
This whole
Exactly.
time.
I'm waiting. I'm just waiting.
What is you, a bartender?
We can pretty much talk all day because I've known you for the most part of 8 years. And you've known Nacho a lot longer because he's your label mate.
Yeah, and even a lot longer than that.
I was about to say, and even before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've known Nacho since 2005? 2006?
2006, yeah.
2006. So,
Yeah.
We go way back.
I'd say I would have to have met you in high school at some point. I would have been it would have been like 2009.
I was out of high school by then.
Because I remember I was in a metal band.
And I went to one of your shows.
Yeah, something.
When I think it was Dean's Tavern.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
My uncle owned Dean's Tavern, so yeah, that lines up. Because that's when I was like learning how to really drink, and learning a lot about music because that was my first like band that did anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking of music, what was the genre that you were attracted to at first? Was it the metal or was it the hip hop at first? What started the whole love of music for you?
Like in my life?
Yeah.
Like first thing
we have no coasters here, sorry.
Oh yeah, no,
You're just gonna get
fine.
the ring of death.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care about your table.
Damn.
No need to apologize to me.
I guess that's true. As I just sit here in sadness now.
Yeah. Sorry, you're ruining my table.
I mean, dude, you lifted a can up and you were like, "Oh, shit."
It's bartender thing. It's hard to say. My parents didn't get me into any kind of music, and I never really appreciated the music that they listened to. The first things I was really introduced to.
What was the music that they were listening to?
My dad liked like Elvis, and
okay.
my mom liked like country, and both of those things not for me.
Yeah, that's
Some things I appreciate now, but definitely not then. Like Johnny Cash or some of the outlaw country that they listen to, I appreciate now. At the time, I didn't care about it. I remember listening to like random smatterings of pop because everybody else in school was listening to it, but it never really resonated with me.
That's fair.
The first big things that resonated with me was my older sister showing me hip-hop, and then her boyfriend showing me metal. Like, those were the two...
So hip-hop came first?
I would say, yeah.
Interesting.
Not by a lot. I was listening to what a lot of the other kids were listening to. I distinctly remember borrowing a Queen Latifah cassette from my older sister.
Why was that your first album?
It wasn't.
Okay.
It was I just borrowed it for the day. Like, you had limited music resources.
That's when he's so depressed. If that was your first album.
And there's a kid on the bus that asked me, like, what I was listening to.
Ooh, and you said Queen Latifah.
And I told him Queen Latifah.
Oh, shit.
And he was like, no, you gotta listen to real hip-hop. And he gave me a House of Pain tape.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I remember that being
that's not the worst.
No.
Definitely not.
No.
I remember that being a big moment as far as, like, me differentiating hip-hop from hip-hop. Like, you had some stuff on the radio, but a lot of it was, like, the more poppy stuff, just like it is now. You know?
Yeah.
It was just the 90s, so it was a little different. But, no, I distinctly remember that. I distinctly remember playing Sega Genesis and Megan listening to, like, KDWB. And I think, a lot of that. But I would say, like, her boyfriend showing me metal a little later on was, like, equally as formative.
Okay.
And then from there, it's just kind of a lot of back and forth, searching for what I liked, to only come to realize that I pretty much just like everything.
Yep.
I just like good music.
Yep.
And then, what really helped that was starting to smoke weed in high school. I was like, get high and be like, you know what? I like what I like, man. Like, fuck you. Because there was so much elitism back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's kind of cool if you're well-rounded. Back then, if you were like, it was confusing to people. what are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you goth?
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
got that a lot, and it's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, you're just universally well-rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't know how to say that back then.
Right, and it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
It was cooler to like find someone to fit in with back then.
Yep.
So it just took me a long time to realize that I just like music.
Cause that's how it is for like me growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't really listen to like rock
Mm-hmm.
or none of that. Like being where I was, cause then I'd look different or I'd fall out the circle. So like I had to
Get made fun of at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to like really, put that to the side. Nowadays, you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want, and be accepted for it.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
really
in
cool.
was it 21 or 22 Jump Street? I can't remember. When they go to the school and have to pretend to be kids, and they're like
21.
bullying people and doing what was cool back in the day, and everybody's like, "Hey, man, that's not cool to not be accepting." Like it's completely flipped. Like it's cool to be nerdy now. It's cool to be well rounded.
Yeah.
It's cool to play an instrument. It's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't always the case, which sounds weird to say.
I know.
Yeah.
Speaking of instruments, you really gravitated towards the bass, while most instrumentalists would either go for the guitar or they would go for like
Piano.
Piano,
Yeah.
thank you, or the drums.
Yeah.
But you picked the bass. That's interesting. Why is that?
I don't know if I have a reason why.
I thought it's because it gets you laid.
Don't think it's ever gotten me laid. It's helped.
Of course. would you
my shining personality is what gets me laid.
Would you ever
And
play
this
the
rockin' bod.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The beard and everything.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, would you play it during sex? Like, would you just pull out the bass out of nowhere and just start?
I think I'd find it hard to concentrate on either, seeing as both I would want to excel in. I want to be really good at both. So
he can't be above average.
Can't be
on
above
either.
average at the
That's what I tell people.
So, ladies, if you see a resume in the email from this guy, just know.
You gotta make them choose one. It can only be either the guitar or pussy or fucking. I mean, so one of the two. You can't have them do both. That'd be lit though.
Yeah.
You should practice that. Be
Yeah,
the first ever like.
I doubt I'm the first.
You'd have to like transition to porn though, but you'd have like something working for you. If you
want
like,
to be my manager?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'd want to be the cameraman and put that shit on OnlyFans.
That's
too.
intense. That's intense. I think that would also be very distracting.
Put the cameras on me.
Yeah. I don't
I
think
gotta perform twice.
if I'm worried about double performing, I don't know if a camera is helping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck an encore at that point too, huh?
Literally. But I would say to answer your question, I mean, the reason I chose bass, if there was any choosing it, is because there were so many guitar players and I wasn't retaining guitar for shit. To put that into context, I mean, I, throughout elementary and middle school, thanks to the St. Paul Public School program, got the opportunity to try and fail at a lot of instruments.
That's fair. Okay. Okay.
Trumpet, cello, violin. I took some drumming classes. I took a few music classes, and nothing ever really stuck. I at one point had bought a guitar with like bag boy money. I was like a bag boy for a little bit of of high school or whatever, and I was like, I hate this.
You have some interesting jobs, by the way. When we talked about your resume.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I got super dedicated to it, but I didn't retain it well. And I think somebody suggested I play bass, and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I might as well just try something else again. And the retention, the creativity, and how quickly I was able to pick it up was like exponential compared to any other instrument that I'd ever played. I was like, this makes sense. It's coming more easily. Which, yeah, if you feel like you try and failed at an instrument, just keep trying them. That's
Just pick one up and work at it.
Had I never picked that, I would never played metal, never gained experience, never helped start B&E. And I went through 6 instruments before I landed on bass. And then yeah.
Interesting. I I know multiple instruments. not really trying to like find one. I think my teacher just said, "Here, try a bunch of these out and see if it works," and they all worked. But I think the only thing I really liked was baritone. As weird as that is.
Baritone sax?
No, just baritone. The big ass like mini tuba.
Yeah.
So
that's the one that wraps around you. You have to get inside of it.
Somewhat. You have to like hold it at a weird position, and then like the things is here, so you're like holding it weird, and it looks like it's wrapped around you, or it looks heavy as shit.
Yeah.
But you're really just holding up a mini tuba.
Sure.
And I did that through marching band. I did other things.
Marching. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And I liked it, but I didn't want to like, or I played all these instruments not to like find one I liked. I really wanted to be good at all of them.
Yeah, sure. And that's hard. Like certain people can just be really good at a bunch of different instruments. I think most people, if they're multi-instrumentalists, have one main instrument.
Yep. Me. Yep. Baritone.
Sure, and then like I can play guitar, I can play drums. I just don't feel as at home with that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Was there a reason, like, playing it after a while, what made you realize, like, okay, this is it for me? Because, like, baritone, I've tried all these other instruments, and I'm just like, this is probably the best one for me just through playing it. But, like, for you, how did you feel? How did you realize the bass was it for you?
I could feel myself retaining songs better. Maybe because there's less strings and I don't have to do chords as often, even though I do chords, but you don't have to do it as often. Maybe it was less complicated, but I was really interested at the time in Korn, and they have a really good slap player. I started learning slap bass. I was simultaneously learning how to be like Fieldy from Korn, and I was learning from Buddha Bill Dickens, who's like a famous slap bass player.
Slapping the bass,
funk.
Yeah.
Those were just so fun. I remembered it way easier, and there's this hump you have to get over when if you want to like write with an instrument and not just perform with an instrument.
Sure.
Where you have to become familiar enough learning songs and performing songs before you can like write. And I found that I was writing songs.
Yeah.
And that was the big thing for me. I still do play guitar. I have played guitar for a project recently for Capacity that'll be coming out that
That's
me and
cool.
Capacity did. So like, but I don't think I would be able to do that had I not played bass for so long and learned so much.
Did you learn any like slap techniques from the lead singer of Primus? What is it? Les Claypool? I think.
Yeah, I've gotten compared a lot to like Les Claypool multiple times. It's just kind of like that, or like Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, or Fieldy from Korn. That's what people think of. I have learned some Primus. He's crazy. Yeah, he's an insane. Like some of the riffs are fucking insane.
Or you ever heard of Jaco Pastorius?
I don't think so.
Great bassist. He's from a jazz band called The Weather Report.
Okay.
I know the Weather
Check
Report.
him out. Yep.
You was the one that put me onto them.
Yeah.
The Weather Report. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And and like a lot of those guys, they play slap. It's a little flashier. It's not what people think is like the boring bass player.
Right.
Just do for forever. Like.
Although that's pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, playing bass in general is fun. Yeah, I mean, but I like to do fun, flashy, complicated things when I can. And,
then Jaco Pastorius is right up your alley, dude.
Sure, yeah, no, definitely check it out.
Check it out.
One question though. When you were doing bass, was there anyone like?
I still play bass.
I'm sorry. When you started playing bass, right? Because when I started playing, so actually my original choice was trumpet because I know how to play trumpet, baritone, valve trombone, which is the same as like a baritone.
Yeah.
A little bit of percussion, and I actually done like flute.
Sure.
But I chose baritone also because nobody else was really doing it, and so I was the only like baritonist.
There's value in that. There's only so many. Or there's tons of drummers. There's let me rephrase. There's tons of guitar players. There's a good amount of drummers, and then there's nobody that wants to play bass.
Right. Okay.
So it's kind of that too. Like a lot of guitar players just end up playing bass for a band because, well, they pretty much can play bass. They get it, you know.
Yep.
You don't come across, I guess, a ton of strictly bass players, but I like thoroughly enjoyed playing bass. Like as an instrument, I like to read about it, listen or look up videos about techniques. It's fun. I much prefer it to guitar, which is I guess probably rare.
Yeah, we got a couple of comments here. Borosito says, "Dad rockin' bod." Kayla says hi, and she says, "Happy birthday."
Which Kayla?
McDonald.
Yeah, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
McDonald. And then she also says, "Happy birthday, Logan." Logan, if you're watching, happy birthday.
Fuck you, Logan. Matter of fact, I'll put the main camera on. I'll grab the mic. Fuck you, Logan. Eat shit.
No, he's just kidding, Chuck. We love Logan around here. And then, of course, our boy Mo Cyrus says, "What's good, my boys?"
Oh, what's up, dude? I miss everybody from Chicago so much.
Oh, just Wolves. What did he say?
He said, "What's good, homies?"
Oh shit.
What's up, Wolfie?
Check it though. They brought me so many snacks and beer. I don't think they're both great, but I don't know about beer and sweet like gummies together. But
yeah,
I feel like it'd be rude if I didn't start eating some of this.
Well, no, you can take it with you. I think Fresh ended up taking his, and who else? Twain. Twain didn't have anything. He just took his with him too.
I like both of those guys a lot.
I like Twain a lot too.
Just not Fresh.
No, actually, Fresh. He's actually very, very nice.
Yeah.
Stop playing footsie with me, Nacho.
That's me.
Your foot's so attractive.
I'm just playing.
I like Fresh a lot. He makes me work hard.
Fresh?
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get with that guy.
Cause he's perfection, and so he wrote me after the show, and I apologized to him fully. But he was like, "Hey man, this sounds like super quiet," and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I don't know, like what to do about that. The show's already done and over with, But he's very like on point about his craft. Even when it comes to like interviews like this is a half-ass show, and he's like he took it super, you know what I mean? Like this was like KDWB or some shit, or like B96 or.
I mean, the dude's a vet.
Yeah, no. Every question we asked him, he fucking knocked it out the park. Yeah, fucking home run every time.
He's been around. The rappers are blowing everywhere.
He's
been doing it for a long time.
Oh yeah,
he's open for some big names. He's worked with some big names. He's got stories to tell.
He definitely does. He's still going hard right now. I think he has a show coming up 5th of August.
He's at Gathering of the Juggalos right now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Performing.
Yeah. We did mention when we talked about that was a goal of yours almost.
I don't know about that.
Not anymore.
Would I want some of the guys to play the Gathering? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Of course.
It's not something I'm like actively seeking.
Mm-hmm.
I've made jokes about it in the past, which is I believe what you're referring to.
No, I thought you legit really wanted to do like.
No, yeah, I do. Yeah,
that's like a bucket list.
Yeah, it's not like something I'm like working towards or like crazy about, but I understand the value in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm proud of everyone I know that's played there. I definitely would want the guys to perform there. It's excellent exposure.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of it isn't music I'm into.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's other equivalent shows that would be bucket list for me.
What is because I noticed you kind of do things a little bit differently. Like one of your main accomplishments is doing the entire Can Wonderland, right? You curated over 300 people.
I can't remember. I think it was like over 200 for sure.
Yeah. And so with your goals, they're a little bit different from like the average person, but granted you're in a different seat, right? So what are some things that you would want for not just you, but for B&E as a whole?
Yeah, that's a good example. That's one of them. I don't know if it's happened since, but I was the only music act to ever book both stages at Can.
Yep.
A little foreshadowing there. I may or may not have something coming up. Nowadays, it's very hard to book compared to back then. I just don't do quite as much music.
Mm-hmm.
Things that I like doing things people haven't thought of doing or haven't done before. I like doing things that are super creative and extremely easy. If I can make a music video look dope as fuck for like no money at all, I'm gonna do it.
Of course.
And that's through networking for a venue. That's through building relationships with people. Covering our own asses to make sure we have equipment to make sure that gets done, having resources and friends that I can work with, that I can rely on and can help me when I need, or maybe I do a lot of favors so that people owe me.
Yeah.
So and I can call on people when I need them. Example being like the Jay Pringle's Ashes of the Apocalypse video. I decided I wanted to shoot it underground in the tunnels under Minneapolis that are secret and really hard to get into, so that nobody would have anything that looks anything like ours.
Yep.
And I got an undisclosed person to bring me down to that undisclosed location, where we shot in complete pitch black darkness except for the lights that we brought, in like a few inches of water, sewage runoff. Because there was. Yeah, what's that?
Did it smell bad?
No, sewage is probably not the right word. Water runoff.
Okay.
Because I knew where these were. I've been there before. There's miles and miles of graffiti, and I knew nobody else was gonna be able to shoot a video there. So I'm like, fuck yeah! How do I make that happen?
Mm-hmm.
I like exclusivity. I like coming up with ideas nobody else has come up with before. That's why I'm really proud of shows like the tag team wrestling show we did.
We did like what? Two.
Yep. One streamed live.
That's right. And I was on for both of them in Mankato. Yeah. Why did I forget that the streaming one? Jesus Christ.
And they were both just as fun.
They were fun. I had a really great time. Except for Logan, I'm sorry. You got jumped, bro, and I couldn't really help you.
There's proof.
By me.
Yeah. You and Skydro, you piece of shit. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. He got hit in the head with a trash can. I was like, oh, I'm just going to go watch from a distance. But those were fun shows.
That was great.
But yeah, I mean, I like to keep I like to keep things secret until they're completely done.
Yep.
So that by the next time I announce something, it's already done, and I like being steps ahead of people. I like exclusivity. I like the secrecy that being able to work within B&E provides. It's also a good filter.
Yeah.
To make sure that a lot of these things are being bounced around the minds of like multiple people before anybody even knows about them.
Mm-hmm.
There's like I like that's like what keeps me motivated more than like I really want to play First Avenue or whatever people care about. But I'd rather set up and get a fucking show going in the middle of a park completely by myself and feel super proud about that. You know, would I rather have 200 people come to a venue where 200 people usually go, or would I rather have a pop-up venue happen with the same turnout, and I get to keep all the pride, maybe even all the money?
Yeah.
That kind of shit gets me off.
Does that complicate things for you as the I say unofficial leader because you don't really like to call yourself the leader, but we just kind of point at you that way, and so like every artist has their own like venue and stuff like that, but does that construe you from the main purpose of trying to be so different?
I would say no. I do throw regular events that are well thought out, well curated, with artists I think are worth the time, and they look better than a lot of other events that I see. I'm not saying I'm throwing the best events with the best turnout, but I always come up with something good, a new way to promote it, a new gimmick or theme, or no, I guess I know how to do that, and I can do that, and I do that, but that's not what gets me off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see.
Marcelo says, in reference to the tunnels, he was saying, they didn't tell me how dirty the water was. I was playing in it.
Yeah, nobody told you to do that. Actually, we told you not to do that, so.
As long as you didn't drink it, I guess. That would be the only thing that matters. Who is that? Oh, Super Scared.
Super!
What up?
What's up, AJ?
Yeah, he says, Papa Squad!
I love all the people that live in that man's house.
Yeah.
Bryce and AJ and his wife,
and
Sierra.
This is a unofficial announcement for those, and the person who's probably, or who I'm talking about, probably ain't watching the show. But if you ever go to AJ's house, wear a fucking mask, and then don't fight it. Just fucking do it. Thank you. That was it.
And bring a quarter for the arcade games.
Yes. Yeah. I forgot all about that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some dope ass games. Isn't track and field over there?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, shout out to Psychotropic Studios and AJ Super Scared. And
yeah, really dope house.
what a dope house of people.
Great kitties
Oh.
around the house. I miss their cats. But yeah, just wear a fucking mask and be polite, especially if you're going over to somebody else's house. Shrek. Can you tell us more about Pigeonholed? I feel like every time I'm gonna ask you about a song, I feel like we can talk about it. Just
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I have a lot of song stories. So like the 4 songs that I chose. Normally when I come on, I just play other people's B&E shit.
Yeah, because that's what you do.
But it sounded like you wanted me to put some of my shit
I did.
on there. Yeah.
I adamantly said, hey, let's put one of your... Because last time you came over, you didn't.
Yeah, I usually don't. I don't think.
For those who don't know, Poppa Squad is like the Will Ferrell of our show. Like, he was a host once upon a time, but I think you've been here more than any other guest.
Oh, easily.
You know?
Easily.
Yeah. So, and Will Ferrell's been...
Not even counting the times I hosted.
Yeah. And he's been on Conan O'Brien, like, a bunch of times. So, like, you're like Will Ferrell to our show. Now I lost where I was going with that.
The songs I chose.
Tell us about Pigeonhole.
Thank you. No, but there was more I was gonna say, but nonetheless, tell more about Pigeonhole.
So this time, since you've actually complained about that in the past, so
that's where I was going. Yes, I wanted that solo song of yours because you didn't have one last time, or the other times, and you finally released a solo album like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. So and last time I was on, I was basically saying like that I didn't feel great about listening to those tracks and had removed them.
Yes. We talked about one and why.
Yeah. And basically I was like, it didn't resonate with me anymore, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, like a little while back I decided to put them back online because I was just like, I don't know if I was in a better headspace or what. But essentially this time I tried to choose songs that reminded me of certain eras in B&E. But also had me rapping, doing a verse, or doing something creative. I mean, I do all the recording and most of the like sound engineering and like song arranging and da-da-da. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I'll give Pint what he wants, and I'll just give him my verses so we can talk about.
Well, thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so this is from that. This is from that project.
Called Bright and Early.
Bright and Early, and it's a song I recorded, or it's an EP I recorded in secret. To learn more about recording. I was also going through a lot mentally at the time, and I needed like some sort of creative output. I wasn't in a band. I had just been managing B&E for 5 years at that time, and I was like desperate to do something creative, and this came from that. I learned a lot from it. This song, I guess, is just about me like complaining about how needy and whiny a lot of like local cats are.
Yep.
Yeah, it got some thumbs downs when I put it up, so probably resonated with somebody.
Yeah, you probably struck a nerve, and that's how it happened.
Yeah, and I wasn't coming at anyone in particular, but I'm drawing from the examples of things I've learned doing hip hop or doing music in general.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe somebody remembered something I didn't.
Another public service announcement. If you're ever working with B&E Music and you are on the card, get your instrumentals and stuff in ahead of time and no backtracks.
I don't care about that.
I care about backtracks.
We can talk about back. You want to talk after we do a song? We can talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind.
All right. So this is Pigeonholed. We'll be back after this. Poppa Squat, what up? Paperclip. I know I shouted you out earlier, but I'm gonna shout you out again.
What's up, Clip?
Yeah.
What?
Could you teach me to like book some shows?
Word, big things are coming for me, man.
Could you like, could you teach me how to make some beats?
Untouchable.
You think maybe you could help me out with getting some t-shirts?
I'm the next Lil Uzi Vert.
Could you do your own mastering?
You know what I'm saying? I just need some help.
I done fucked my
I back up and work my ass off to save you rap hoes like David Hasselhoff. You dumb assholes, it's best to back off. I spit Tabasco on my dick and jack off.
There's a punchline, just hold on 1 second.
So when I'm coming, you know it's with the heat. And if I done it, then you know it's B&E. A beat, I son it. Poppa can't be beat. And deep in my stomach, I'm sick of salty geeks. In the streets, I'm running like I can't see. These freaks stay frontin' with their hands out, please. They want something from it, tryna brown nose the G. Like I'ma put you on it and give you shit for free. I'd be the only one rapping if it was up to me. On my own beat snapping, produced by Peach. What the fuck has happened? Raps under siege. They don't give back in, they're not in my league. They whole styles lacking, they got recording fees. Ain't worth while it's whacking, they got lax delivery. I'ma take it back and lock it up with the key. Deflect the attacking while I sip my tea.
Now I ain't new to the game you're playing, and I don't give a shit about that shit you're saying. Cause you're leaving, and I'm staying. First Avenue, and back to the basement. I've about had it with your complaining. The shit you spit when you be spraying. If I was you, I wouldn't get complacent. First Avenue, and back to the basics.
Verse 2, coming with that B&E crew. Poppa squat, putting them back inside the womb. Your hustle ain't shit, and when we get through, you're gonna have to spit through a breathing tube. All school, the full pool of fools at. Think it's cool to support the dudes that rap on a backtrack, ad-lib, snapback, ass crack, hanging out your skinny jeans, laugh track. If you got your own style, I think that's dope. But stop trying to sound like the radio. Some dude wrote those songs 8 years ago. If you're trying to stay current, you're behind the flow. If you think it's your time, then it's time to go. Been big things coming for a year or so. Haven't heard a lot of fire, but I've seen a lot of smoke. Poppa squat, hip-hop, got you pigeonholed.
Now I ain't new to the game you're playing, and I don't give a shit about that shit you're saying. Cause you're leaving, and I'm staying. First Avenue, and back to the basement. I've about had it with your complaining. The shit you spit when you be spraying. If I was you, I wouldn't get complacent. First Avenue, and back to the basics.
Last of all, we moving past them all. You better match your ball, a ladder match our slaughter. I'm fast, you falter. My back is stronger. Suck that, your mongrels. Black mask, my altar. I became a monster. P-Squiddy, in flames our roster is Go Goliath. We gang colossal. My code collide with his game. So awfully bold. Shit never gets old. Bad news, we in riot mode. Looking like that, folks. We inside your homes. Trying to hide demos. Only life I know. You can find your own. Yeah. Bad men with the mic game code. Bad company and Fight Club code. Got class like I'm Nat King Cole. Cause I got that flow. Like I might have been chose to upset the
Now I ain't new to the game you're playing, and I don't give a shit about that shit you're saying. Cause you're leaving, and I'm staying. First Avenue, and back to the basement. I've about had it with your complaining. The shit you spit when you be spraying. If I was you, I wouldn't get complacent. First Avenue, and back to the basics. Stickers. Can you help me get stickers? Who does your website? What website does your stickers?
Yeah, my bad, y'all. We were just laughing at the stickers part.
Are Welcome we back on?
Yeah, we're back on.
Yeah, okay. we're back.
Yeah. Even listening back to that, like, I'm like, I know I don't have a great voice. But I have so many musical interests that I get really involved in them, especially like doing different genres. I've kind of
God damn it!
There we go.
I was just gonna say I've doubled down on being like I just want to do as many different genres as I can. I've done the metal band.
Yeah.
I did the hip hop stuff for so long. Managed to write a record, which not everybody says they or can say they did. I'm doing the Outlaw Country project where I played all the guitar, bass, and drums for me and Capacity's project. I'm working on a fourth genre. If I do everything I want this year, I'll have played performed or written in 4 different genres. And that makes me. That's like another one of those things. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I fucking get hard a little.
Is there
makes me horny?
Oh, super messed with that.
Any consideration for a second solo project?
No, I don't think I'll ever do another hip-hop
Don't say that.
solo
Don't
project.
say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
There's other solo projects I would like to
refuse.
do that would be under the like Poppa Squat name.
Mm-mm.
I'd really like to do like a virtuoso bass guitar record that I've been talking about for a long time.
Yeah, but you got
what I say these days is I don't rap unless people ask me to. That project was so personal that I felt like it was alienating to a lot of people.
Dude,
who cares?
I was excited. Okay, let me put it back on me.
So I like to rap when people offer me a song now because I have a theme.
Okay.
I can adhere to their style. For me, like when I wrote that project, it was like I was like in a bad spot.
You gave it to me.
And that's where I found the inspiration, and I don't know where it's going to come from next time, but I don't want it to be being in a bad spot again.
That's fair.
You know, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
You gave it to me like a month and a half early before you released it.
Yeah.
And I was like happy that it came out.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I always appreciate when somebody just does something for themselves, you know?
Yeah.
And me and Nacho, we say it every week because that's the number one rule. What is it, Nacho?
I forget.
The number one rule in the house.
Make music.
You want to make.
Thank you.
You want to make.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I definitely did at the time. I'm not as interested now. I do like writing. I do like performing. I do like putting music out. I like writing with other rappers. I enjoy all of those processes.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just other things I'd want to do first before I did that.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of other things where if I was going to spend the time, I would want to spend it doing something probably brand new.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You guys have, honestly, B&E has been a huge inspiration to me. That's why I started messing with acid, you know? And I really want to learn mixing and mastering.
Program.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it is Acid Music Maker. It's a
Now I know.
Yeah, but it's
Didn't know what you meant at first.
kind of like Ableton, but it's more like with loops.
Yeah.
Not the drug. That's why you looked at me weird. Oh,
I was, for a second, confused. They both seem likely.
He said, "Huh?
they
Wait,
both
do you
seem
have
equally likely.
Do you have any right now? No. No. I meant Acid Music Maker. Sorry. And yeah, so you guys are really cool.
Whatever.
Appreciate what you're doing. Before B&E started, where were you? Like, I know you said you were in like a metal band and stuff, but like, what made you transition to B&E, I suppose? And what were you doing before B&E?
Okay, so it was a weird time. I had been done with At Mercy's Will, which is a deathcore band I was in for a while. Had stopped doing that and started a new band, a new deathcore band called Storms That Come In. I was also simultaneously in a reggae band called Los Ojos Rojo, and then which was like party reggae. It was fun as fuck. Anyways, that's a whole different story.
I wonder if that's how the connection with
I had
Mean
quit
Toes.
Storms That Come In because I was mad about the amount of work people were doing, justifiably so.
What do you mean? Like
I was hustling and other people weren't, and I got upset.
Oh, okay.
So I'd quit and joined a band called Dark Cell, which is a band that was in Stillwater that existed in a bunch of different iterations. At that same time, I was playing bass for like 5 projects. At that same time, I was playing bass for what was to become Io and Walrus. So they wanted to have more instruments at first, so I was like learning their songs. So me, Io, and David me, Io, and Walrus were all hanging out and playing all the time.
Yeah.
I also knew and partied with Skydro a lot, and had just like a ton of musical friends. I went to play bass to open for Ritz and Mystical.
Yikes.
Ritz and Mystical at a Minnesota festival for another group that's around here. For the longer and more complicated reasons, that ended up falling through. But Evan was the guitar player for that group, and then drummer. I'm sorry, and that was the first time we had kind of like really tried something in a while. and we were like, well, fuck, you and I work together fantastically. We're so quick and so thorough that we're like, we have to do something with this. Blah blah blah. It ended up becoming what happens if we become an all genres music label. And so I started making like literal charts of everyone we knew and what they could play and what styles they could play, and started matching up like potential band ideas. So I was at a really like weird midpoint with like 4 or 5 projects, and I saw these people around me, and Evan saw these people around us, and it ended up being that was the idea. So yeah, and the B&E starts with like 19 or 15 people, and then quickly simmers down to like 7. You know. Yeah. So yeah, I was all over the place, I guess is the answer. I was like transitioning from one band to the next, starting and stopping the reggae project. I also wanted to put out a solo bass record at the time. I was musically all over, and then it ended up being, why can't we do all of it? Why can't we do whatever the fuck we want to do? Yeah. And that's kind of where it came from.
I see.
Yeah.
And that's why you're not necessarily a label, but more so a collective.
Yeah, I mean, functionally, we're definitely a label. We do all the things that, but, you know, at heart, it's not structured like a label would be. And we have a lot of individual goals being fulfilled. There's a big all for one, one for all mentality. So like functionally a label, structurally not a label. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
That's exactly how I feel about it. Like it's a whole. It doesn't function. It functions like a label, but it's not exactly a label.
Yeah,
you know,
it's much more of like a creative music family.
Right.
That all have each other's back. It doesn't matter if you haven't put out a record for 2 years or not, or if you're putting out one every month. Everybody gets their equal push as long as they're producing, or you know, producing material, doing shows, whatever. You get out what you put in.
Oh yeah, and we're always cooking, chat. Remember that.
Definitely something I'm proud of is always being like 9 steps ahead.
I noticed that too. At what point though, for you personally, did you learn to understand that people necessarily aren't going to match your energy?
When we started with 19 people and had 7 right away, early on, I would get salty if like it wasn't being matched. But then I realized one of the reasons I'm in the position that I'm in is because I have more to give than a lot of other people. I'm more efficient, more thought out, more methodical than a lot of other people are. And that gives me a certain allowance to be able to handle 9 artists at a time at one point. Or to be able to handle 3 shows and be an event booker for the distillery and my day job, and, you know, seek out my own musical endeavors. When I realize not everybody has that, it's a lot easier to be patient with people. And for the longest time, that's the reason for like 5 years I didn't do anything creative. I was busy giving all of my energy to that. Yeah. You know? And then I realized how important it was for me to have to be creative.
So, how come you say you don't want to do like a second album then?
would want to do something else. Honestly, it's whatever the mood strikes. Like, early this year, I wrote and did all the music for the Capacity Outlaw country record. Picked up a guitar seriously for the first time in a long time and just like wrote the shit out of it because I fucking felt like it. If I just felt like it tomorrow, I would. And that's nice, and it's fortunate for me to be able to do that. You know, I feel fortunate that I can not only do that, but it wouldn't piss anybody off in my label, and not only that, they would all support and promote me no matter if what I put out was absolute trash. You know, I have that freedom, but at the same time, I don't want to do it just to do it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I want to give a fuck about it.
Right.
Makes sense to me. Here's what I want to know. What were some of the other names that you guys had ideas for the group before it became B&E?
Good question.
Oh, there was very little discussion about that.
Okay.
The short version is a founding member, while we were coming up with these ideas, did a bunch of acid, and
not the music program.
Not the music program this time.
Yeah.
Not this time.
No.
Did a bunch of acid.
Let's be clear.
Came up with the name. It's hard to tell you all of it because
it was a long time ago.
I would have to
sure.
tell you what B&E stands for.
Fair enough.
Which we don't tell nobody that.
Yeah, it's whatever you want it to be, people.
I just lie to people.
That
now.
was my question, but yeah, I mean, here's the truth. 9 out of 10 times, well, actually 10 out of 10 times, if you ask what B&E stand for, you're not gonna get the real thing.
Nope. Yeah, if I tell it to you, I've lied.
Yeah.
I probably have lied. Like, I mean, the Bright and Early record is acronym is B&E.
You know,
and it doesn't stand for that.
I've actually had to lie to a couple of folks too.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, well, you do know what it is, yeah. Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. Because then they feel like they're special. Mm-hmm. And then if you tell everybody something different, then if you hear somebody else say it, you know who lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a lot of, it stands for breaking and entering, and I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yep, you're right.
It's fun. If you tell people no, they run out of ideas so fast. Bacon and eggs? Also no.
Yeah.
Well, what else is there?
You guys will never know.
Yeah.
You guys will never.
Probably not.
One of the passwords to something is like booty and equinox.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's a pass. Maybe we shouldn't be giving.
I'm not gonna say what it's to. I know what it's to, but I'm not gonna say what it's to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's booty and equinox. What are some things that you said, Nacho?
For B&E?
Yeah.
Beats and Eddie, blunts and ecstasy.
Oh, we gotta shout out Eddie. That's the mascot.
Right. That's the mascot.
Yeah, he's the dopest dog ever. Squiddy.
Right.
This is for you too. This episode's dedicated to Squid.
Yeah, he'll love that.
If he was here right now, Chad, he'd be licking all our legs right now.
Yeah.
He loves
all
that.
of our legs, dude. I love that dog. He's a chill ass
When
dog.
I first started coming around, I kept getting a bunch of "fuck off" Eddies, and I'm like, "What?" And I realized, oh God, my leg is drenched.
He likes a good shin.
Yeah, he does. Oh,
sorry.
that's never been knocked down in the.
Are you guys? Are you mad that there's a new
plus.
popular wrestling organization? So now you have to buy like 50% more toys.
It's a good question for me. No, because I actually stopped buying WWF or WWE.
Okay.
And started buying. Well,
I
I actually haven't bought AEW in a while, but they're starting to come out with a lot cooler figures.
Yeah.
And I might go ahead and do that.
Gets you going, huh?
Yeah. The last thing I bought though was the Undertaker and Kane
Cool.
Ultimate sets.
Nice. I miss when everybody in the WWE was goth.
Yeah.
It's like, you had the Brood, Undertaker, Kane, evil Jeff Hardy, and Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
right.
Look at this one.
Everybody was just goth.
The
Yeah,
Fiend.
the Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. He actually may come back to WWE.
Boo.
He's released right now.
Should I just start asking questions? You seem to want to answer them.
If you want.
Here's
That
what
sounded like me being a dick, but it's not.
No, I got a question, Papa.
Alright, I got one too.
Okay.
When the hell are we gonna go on tour?
Whoa.
Fair question.
Put you on the spot.
Of course I am.
Oh, I thought you saw something on your phone. No,
no, you put you on the
right
damn
before
spot.
COVID happened, I was in my absolute prime as far as being a booker goes. I was booking brand new events in brand new places, and they were well thought out and fantastic, and I was very proud of myself, including the canceled Hip Hop Hoedown 4. Now,
No peas and rice for y'all.
my plan, because we were pretty on fire at that fucking time, was to milk the fuck out of the local scene, and then that following summer go on tour. Then COVID happened, and
Yeah.
I mean, lost momentum. Not only that, but it's way more expensive now to tour. Like, gas costs twice as much as it did 3 years ago.
Sure did.
So it's not to say that it's not something that we don't want to do. It's something that we were primed to do, and we're looking into doing. And that having been derailed I mean, every artist lost momentum in those 2 years.
It's still not the same now.
No, it's still hard enough to get booked around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's 2 years later.
It's still a goal of mine. It was disappointing. Canceling the Hoedown was so disappointing. Not booking all those new venues that I booked, some of which closed immediately after. Super disappointing. Definitely something we got to do. I'd really like to get back down to Chicago.
The Chicago show was a blast.
Yeah. Chicago was very fun.
Scary though, being in a different area, you know?
I don't know. I guess I don't care that much.
Where was that moment where you got chased after the Atlanta rappers? Was that here?
Yeah, that was in Minnesota.
Okay.
Do you want the story?
Yeah, you can tell people the story.
All right.
You gotta look into this camera though and say it. It's story time, so you have to look into this.
Story time with the Poppa.
Story time. Let's see. I was DJing a show. I won't name names. Some of the names I don't remember anyways. I won't name any negative names. So I won't say like who did the show or where it was at.
Sure.
It was in Minneapolis. But what had happened was I DJ'd a show. I got paid for half the show either up front or early on. It was a few $100 for the whole thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people were super drunk, and it was still like super dope. A lot of people were really complainy that night, which there's not I played the beat, I stopped and started the beat. There's not a lot for them, you know. Anyways, this group from I want to say it was Atlanta, Tennessee. I don't fucking know. They had been doing their set, and they were getting super pissed off at me because they kept asking me to turn their mics up, but I am the DJ.
Yeah.
I literally can't even do that.
Yeah.
No option. I'm not even like being a dick by saying no because the soundboard is on the other side of this venue.
Right.
And I have a job to do, and they just couldn't get it. And they were also doing like this confusing thing where they kept being like, "All right, let's go." And as a DJ, that means rip right into the beat, you know?
Of course.
Because you want it to be like impactful. There's only so much communication you can have on stage unless you're like consistently working with between a DJ and an artist on when these things happen.
Yep.
Anyways, they got super hammered. I went to go get the rest of my money, not thinking anything. The promoter tried to fuck me out of my money.
Good thing you finished that sentence.
Yeah. He tried to fuck me, you know. No, tried to fuck me out of the money, and then as I'm walking back arguing with this man, the entire group of out-of-state rappers and everybody from their posse, probably 12 people total, point up at me. I'm at the top of the scaffolding in the back of the building, and they say, "There he is, fucking get him!" Like a fucking 80s karate movie. And one by one, they start shuffling their way up the scaffolding because you can only fit one person. So they're coming, ting, 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 up the thing. The dude I was arguing with, thankfully, got in between us because my dumb East Side ass was like, "Fuck y'all, I didn't do shit, man. Fuck you guys. What the fuck? How am I supposed to? I didn't even blah blah blah." I had been drinking too, but up until then, I hadn't been an asshole.
Right. Okay.
And even then, they were gonna kick my ass. So I'm really not an asshole.
Right.
But I shouldn't have been yelling.
Oh, fair enough.
Anyways.
Especially against 12 people.
Yeah, it was stupid. So this guy gets in between, and they're already gonna kick my ass. So at that point, it didn't matter. I wasn't instigating them.
Yeah.
They were coming up to fight me.
Yeah, you were like bringing it on.
Yeah. I was like, all right, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Anyways, the dude gets in between. The dude who just shafted me out of money.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Shafted
yeah,
you.
Yeah, shafted.
Yeah. He tried to
says
fuck
like,
you.
"Hey man, he didn't do shit." Like, which thank for that. You know, he doesn't have control of your fucking mic, and he knew what was up. And so I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "You should go inside. You're gonna get your ass kicked." I'm like, "Yeah," and I went inside. And so I went inside. He's talking to him. They like calm down, but are still like obviously drunk and irritated with me for some reason. They're convinced I'd ruined their show. And the dude gets back inside. He's like, "All right, man, go ahead and go out there." And I look out there, and they're like all lined up at the bottom of the stairs. I'm like, "Oh, it still looks like I'm gonna get my ass kicked." Right. And also, where the fuck's the rest of my money, man? He's like, I just saved you. I don't fucking care. I can't fucking care about that. I need my fucking money, dude. Like, I've been doing it long enough where I am not leaving without that dough.
Right.
Anyways, he tried to shaft me. I found some other people that were in on his, like, collective. They made it right. He didn't. Fuck that guy. Thanks to Bonafide and Grimy, they helped me out and they got everything situated so that I was happy. I went to leave, and it was like a gauntlet. Like, they were, like, lined up in the rows, and I had to walk between them to get to my car, which they had surrounded.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, they're all gonna kick my ass. They didn't, but they were cussing at me. I'm like, at this point, I'm still confused. Like, was this not explained to y'all? What did I do?
Right.
What did I do?
Right.
I didn't do anything.
Right.
But yeah. That's that story. That's that story.
That's a pretty funny. I laughed about it when I heard it, but
it's
at first
funny to
I was
me
like,
now.
"Holy shit, dude!"
It was, and at that time, like, maybe this is a good thing because maybe it would have got worse. But I was there alone. Usually, there's 5 for a few friends or B&E cats around.
Yeah.
I had nobody there. It was just me and then these people that had not only booked me but then tried to shaft me on the money as well. You see, I'm keeping that pause in there. So, like, it was intense. Like, I don't care how bad I want it. 12 people are gonna kick the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad I ended up getting all of my money.
Who in the group? I think it was Skydro that doesn't like performing solo, or was it Walrus?
I mean, if, like, realistically right now it's Legacy that doesn't like performing solo.
Mm-hmm.
But that's more because, like, he's got his own health problems that he's still, like, fighting.
Right. But what I mean is, like, going out doing the show, like, no B&E members, you know.
Oh.
Just them.
Everybody does it. I mean, Walrus likes to throw a lot of features onto, like, a lot of his sets.
Mm-hmm.
But, some of our biggest songs are ones with features, so it's kind of, like, hard to escape.
Yeah. Which, this next song here has a bunch of features. And I was going to talk about, like, Church and basically what B&E is about after that song.
Yeah, sure.
This one is Middle Class Mob, which is B&E, but tell us how Middle Class Mob began, like the name for it all.
Yeah, we had done the Cypher Sessions Volume 1 and the Cypher Sessions Volume 2, which were group short EPs. One's like 3 tracks, one's like 5 tracks. And we wanted to do more of that, but we also wanted to have like a name to perform under, as like a new super group. So at the time, IO, Prime, and PM were all in B&E. So we had 9 people. And we were like, it took a while. We tossed a lot of fucking names around. Like a lot of fucking names.
Yeah.
I came up with Middle Class Mafia. And then that was like taken by some podcast or something.
Oh.
Something like that. Like some money-saving podcast. And so then we came up with Mob. The logo is a knockoff of the Schoolhouse Rock logo. And the album art was, I wanted us to look like a mob. So we dressed in, like, button-ups, and I greased my beard, and we ate, like, spaghetti and got wine and did a photo shoot with, like, an all-Italian theme.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But that's all that happened.
Yeah?
Yeah. It
And
features
then we just did the one song, and then that was it.
Anything else never came of it.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's essentially, for all intents and purposes, so for each of the Cypher Sessions, we did a cipher.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be a project with other songs, but then there'd be a cipher on each one. It's essentially the third B&E cipher. Because it featured everyone that was on the label.
True. So, we'll play that quick.
Even people that don't rap. So if you're like, this guy's flow isn't quite... It's because maybe they don't rap. Me included. Like, I'm not a rapper, but this is one of my best verses, I think. I'm the second one.
Yeah. $2 bill?
Yeah, oh yeah, we all came up with
like Italian names.
Yeah, so the idea I had for the record would be at the front would look like an old mafia movie that was in black and white, and our rapper names are our real names, but we play characters. And so my character was $2 Bill.
Yeah.
I think what was I, Johnny Noodles? Yeah.
Johnny Noodles.
I was Johnny Noodles.
Yeah.
I think, or am I getting songs mixed up? I hope I'm not. Hang on.
Nope.
Okay, I'm not. Okay. Yeah. $2 Bill and.
Yep,
and
that's
everybody.
it. That's the one.
Okay.
Yeah, we all had pseudonyms like most hip hop artists.
They can't.
I've
say
got a
the
lot.
Weekend.
Yeah, okay, it will
Yeah.
soon.
I will soon. Right when I hit this button.
High and then kind of that rumbly, Everybody's like, oh, they be like that. Every time you see him, always running in the pack. Everybody ought to know he ain't cutting any slack. Definitions definite, not budging with the math. Plans to make them say, to make them say, yeah. Like we get them all drunk, then we give them all dab. Welcome to the show, B&E, we all family. Show you how we do it, you don't even gotta ask. It's that lackadaisical crew spitting crazy flows. There's a lot of us, so you get the ratio. We're a lot of fun, like when you get fellatio. But with the Louisville's the only way we'll kill the radio. But that's the way it goes. We still got each other, squad of brothers like our mother chronically broke shoddy rubbers. B&E be advancing the tactics. The litty group of rascals enhancing our crafting.
In crime we trust, and we never flip-flop, got grimy buzz. Cause I knew shit is tip-top, there's 9 of us. Like Wu-Tang and Slipknot, the rhymes we bust. The cool thing in hip-hop, we grind the rust. And y'all always hit stop where I'm time is fuck. Tapping feet in a wristwatch, y'all ride the bus. And always take pit stops behind in dust whenever we kick box.
Oh, they be like that. Every time you see him, always running in the pack. Everybody ought to know he ain't cutting any slack. Definitions definite, not budging with the math. Plans to make them say, to make them say, yeah. Like we get them all drunk, then we give them all dab. Welcome to the show, B&E, we all family. Show you how we do it, you don't even gotta ask.
Hey yo, watch how we rock up the spot while they botch the block. I swear to God, I got this hip hop on lock. Record shop, non-stopping the clock. That's the plot. Hot box in the booth. Muchos gracias for props. If you stay on course and get off your high horse, you could be the next thing, an unstoppable force. On top of the world, drinking at the sports bar. And count your lucky stars, you ain't in a squad car. Boy.
We're choking you with rhythm like a soldier on a mission. We discredit your position like a soulless politician. The goal is for our vision to destroy you till extinction. We're invasive like incisions and destructive like conniptions. Io brings the bacon with the beats that aren't mistaken. The best already taken from a crew of moving vagrants who conquer the sensation with some devastation. A steady flow of anguish from a crew that you don't play with. Oh, they be like that. Every time you see him, always running in the pack. Everybody ought to know he ain't cutting any slack. Definitions definite, not budging with the math. Plans to make them say, to make them say, yeah. Like we get them all drunk, then we give them all dab. Welcome to the show, B&E, we all family. Show you how we do it, you don't even gotta ask.
Coming up out of my cage that I've been stuck in a couple of days. I gotta get away, get to a better place, far from my enemy's venomous ways. Playing the devilish games every day the same. I gotta try to maintain the brain. Saying I'm going insane is an understatement, simple and plain. Giving me migraines and playing the mind games. Getting under my skin, burrowing deeper within again and again, and I want it to end. I don't know where to start to begin. In my heart, in my head, enemies and my friends when I'm seeing a trend. Needing a beat of believing I'm feeding the fetus and demons.
B&E, some of us are jaded, some of us were born hated, some of us are still water natives, some of us are pure grit and determination, most of us was playing shows in basements. And as for me, most of the time you can't even understand what I'm saying. I'm just trying to spit some motivation to get you off your phone and get your friends up in your face and get you to a show. Stop being so complacent, got you.
Oh, they be like that. Every time you see him, always running in the pack. Everybody ought to know he ain't cutting any slack. Definitions definite, not budging with the math. Plans to make them say, to make them say, yeah. Like we get them all drunk, then we give them all dab. Welcome to the show, B&E, we all family. Show you how we do it, you don't even gotta ask.
I get emphatic when I'm with family. We rage erratic, racing standard status. Be the stratosphere, staking it static. Elation we have when we making these tracks. We taking it back to basics. Got you faking it from A to Z. It's B&E, my effigy, the MIC, my medicine. More than my free to spread my canopy. I'm a beast on the beat, on the mic. Take a pick, catch a bite. I'm a pitch, hit me up and you'll get bit. I terrify these kittens.
Yo,
I think you know the sound of my voice, so there's no need for an intro. We been dope. You could ask all of your kinfolk. I on the beat, so it's a classic. If you got the blunt, you better pass it, you bastard. You better not rap against the master. I guess we'll have to blast ya to Ontario and back to the body, yo. With all the B&E audio, and maybe try me with the body blow, cause we got karate flow.
Oh, they be like that. Every time you see him, always running in the pack. Everybody oughta know he ain't cutting any slack. Definitions definite, not budging with the math. Plans to make them say, to make them say, yeah. Like we get them all drunk, then we give them all death. Welcome to the show, B&E, we all family. Show you how we do it, you don't even gotta ask.
Let me get into a rhythm and I'm honestly ripping. I've spit so many flows and Odyssey could be written about the countless times. I've been precise with the rhymes that's too cold for your mind, send the chills up your spine. I'm nice, more like clutch mice, cooler than crushed ice. My shine will impair your sight, no dice when you place best against the greatest. Always rep for being unique to TC and born hate.
Facebook right here.
Yeah, Nacho's on Facebook. I am on Twitch. Kinda. I mean, we're all on Twitch because we're looking
Except for
at
the
it.
Poppa, but but that's okay.
Why do you not have a Twitch?
I technically do.
He's got an account, but he doesn't stream.
I don't use it because when I set it up, I was like kind of drunk, and I misspelled it, and I put in a thing, and they never changed it. The only reason I used it was to go support Nacho.
Ever.
Yeah. I have one, but it's like Pop's Squat. It's like it's like POPPSSQUAT. The A and the S are close. What can I say?
Pop's
Squat.
Yeah.
Pop's Squat.
Pop's Squat.
Good stuff.
So we traveled down the timeline. Your older sister and ex-boyfriend or current.
My older sister and my sister's ex-boyfriend is
probably
a better way to say that.
My bad. I thought it was your sister's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, that's what my sister's ex-boyfriend. Yeah.
Okay.
You said your sister
and
ex-boyfriend.
Oh, my bad. And her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify.
My bad. They introduced you to music.
We didn't share boyfriends, me and my sister.
That's good.
I got my own. I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah, getting shafted multiple times in one night, you're bound to have a boyfriend or two. But you done B&E, or we're at currently B&E. It started now. What have you done to make you feel confident in starting up a label? Like
what had I done before B&E?
Yeah,
that
like,
made me confident.
Yeah, so like what stuff have you done to build you up to this point?
I mean, just all the different band experience that I had, booking or promoting. You know, I've learned way more in B&E than I knew before B&E.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Nothing. There's nothing other than being an organized hard worker. Nothing special about me or anything I had learned really up until that point that made me qualified. But there are certain things that I just know I can do.
Yeah.
And this was one.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I can fucking do that. And I mean, when it started, the only thing I got brought on to do was to be a booker and promote on social media. Do like PR and booking.
Okay.
And then play some bass for whoever needed it. That was it.
Okay.
So I mean, slowly, more and more responsibilities got added on. And I've done just all the things.
All the things. Yep. Where were you, or how far was the group when Nacho joined?
1 year in.
I was about to say, I think it was like a year in.
Yeah, it was like a year in. It was pretty well into our residency at Ziggy's. Or no, maybe only a few shows in.
Yeah, it was like
4 or 5 shows in.
Yeah, that was like my first official show with you guys.
Yeah.
Was the first time we went to Ziggy's.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I had a residency. So as far as being like a year into booking people, having a residency that lasted a year and a half pretty fucking nice.
And at that point, you guys already had the ball rolling.
Yeah.
And I was just like either working on the Park 1 or it already came out.
Yeah. All the the bones were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think I met you in 2014. So it's been 8 years.
That really?
Yeah.
8 years?
About.
That seems crazy.
I know.
Has it been that long?
About so, yeah.
I feel like he's been maybe.
I don't
maybe.
know.
I feel like it's been a lot shorter than that, but.
Well, maybe it might be shorter. It might be shorter. Actually, hang on. Let me think. Okay, 2017. 2017 is when I met you.
That sounds right.
Yeah, not 2014.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, 2017.
5-6 years.
Yeah, that's still a long time.
Right. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'd say 8 years seemed lofty. 5 years still seems pretty crazy.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Beanie hasn't even been around 8 years, huh?
This year is 7.
I think so.
It's either 7th year in a couple months.
Any plans for that?
I've got a lot of shit planned for these next few months. I'm very stressed out right now.
I want a compilation album.
Like a best of?
Just an album where everybody throws an individual track in together. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like, stuff comes up all the time that we've had, like doing the B&E open mic video series, doing like a second season of that, or a second season of the Walrus the Human Show, or a third Cypher Sessions, or a 5th Hip Hop Hoedown, wink wink.
Yeah.
That shit comes up all the time. On top of that, you have everybody's individual interests on like getting projects out and stuff. Like, it's so like that stuff is never off the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's probably something we'll do eventually, but I don't know when. If I did, I would definitely lie to you and say I didn't though.
So Beanie hosts this thing on Mondays. It's open to everybody, but it's church.
Salud, papa.
Beanie is also really an open book.
Yeah.
As long as you ask.
Yeah.
Right?
If you want to get booked, let's talk. 612-644-3966.
I wish I could put that up there.
Every Monday we meet at somewhere, some B&E house, usually mine, which has a studio and a practice space, equipment, instruments. I won't give you my address because then you come rob me. But it's open to any artists as long as you're not a weirdo to come record and write, practice,
talk shop.
We freestyle. I usually cook if I got the fucking mental capacity to at the time. You never know who the fuck's gonna pop up. Yeah. Sometimes it's just me and Nacho. Sometimes it's like 10 people.
Everybody and
just a shitload of artists. Yeah. So that's tradition. That's like B&E lore.
Just this past church, we had Mookie the Magician and Vibe the Moment.
Both showed up.
Come through. Yeah, they both showed up.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. I think the most was when it started in the office, and then it was like it's way too many people because that's the only room with the AC is the office.
Yeah. Or it was
or studio. The studio. Sorry. And you was like, all right, we gotta go downstairs, and then even then,
too full, yeah,
and even then, like that got full because there was like no chairs left. The couches
and then it
were
becomes
full.
A house party at a certain point.
Yeah. Everybody was drinking back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Coors Light.
Boxer.
Yeah, the early. If you only hung out with us during the early years of B&E, I implore you to try again.
Yeah, everybody's much older now and can't do half the shit that they used to.
Yeah, and I mean it's reflected in our music, our style of doing business. Like I've always been pretty airtight, but I mean I used to party way more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Half of us are fucking sober, or
we cut back.
Cut back a lot now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
that's like
better performances, better music, Papa John's.
That's like fucking Hecatomb.
Papa Squats.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Hecatomb. Like you got to be a dad and vegan. You know what I mean, to be a part of their group and like.
Well, I mean,
he's
Carnage
gonna talk shit about your boys.
I'm gonna say is Carnage. I don't think Carnage is a dad though.
He is.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a kid. Shout out to Carnage, by the way.
And now in B&E, you gotta.
You have to be
go
at least
through the
half
ringer.
sober.
Yeah. slap sober, and
in therapy,
and good as and talented as fuck.
Yeah, and be really good.
Being really good helps.
Yeah. Having talent helps. If you could do a lot of shit, that's another plus.
Yeah, having all the talent in the world doesn't mean shit when you're like 6 beers deep for every performance.
Yeah.
Logan is that dude.
6 beers deep for every performance?
Well, no, it's just no. He just sent me a text message. It was really funny. My bad. He's that guy. He's gonna come over.
What is he? Okay. Power Ranger?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
talking to people on your watch.
Morphin time.
Oh. Pretty unimpressed.
Triceratops.
Yeah.
If you guys had to fuck one Pokemon, which one would it be?
Oh jeez.
I feel like there's like 5 reasonable answers, and I'll go through them right now.
Jigglypuff.
Why? What? No, you're way too quick with that. First of all, Jenks and Mr. Mime are both humans, right? Those are just people. Those are just crazy people.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure those are insane people. Third most reasonable answer, whatever's the most rare now. When I was a kid, it would have been Mewtwo. But like whatever's the most rare. But that once again, the only one that is in 2 categories is Mewtwo, because the 4th most reasonable answer would be one of the ones that talk. So Meowth or Mewtwo.
There's only that one Meowth. And everybody else does it. Yeah,
I'm talking about that particular one. You can choose a particular one. You can choose Ash's Pikachu if that does something for you.
That's like Dave Chappelle when he trained a monkey. You know what I mean?
Oh,
He's just gonna train a Mewtwo to talk, or a Mew, or a Meowth. Like, yeah, I'm gonna teach you English.
They also are gonna be saying their names the whole time, which is weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Instead of a moan, it's
just them saying their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so,
I mean,
Mr. Mime, that's pretty fucking weird.
That is weird.
Mr. Mime, like
you're not even supposed to talk.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So which one would you fuck?
Yeah, I'm still rolling with my same answer, Jigglypuff.
Why?
I don't know why that came so quick, but
that did come quick.
Giggity.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want to fuck one of the ones where they don't have necks and chests. Like some of them, their body is their head. Like Jigglypuff, I mean, its body is its head. You know.
I mean, I guess in this case, a mouth to mouth.
Okay, so my 5th answer, which is the only reasonable answer that you should be going after, is obviously Ditto. Ditto can just pretend to be a person. But you have fun fucking Jigglypuff. You know what I mean? You would do that.
More cushion for the pushing.
I don't know. It seems like it's like this tall and just a sphere.
Have you seen me?
Yeah.
We're similar, right?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Cool. Should I just ask them?
I asked Nacho.
Oh yeah, well, you have, what's the one you'd fuck? Mine's Ditto. You can choose the same answer, but it won't seem very creative.
I'm eating your shit. Oh god, I'm knocking stuff over. I'm eating your candy, I'm sorry.
Oh, dummy sharks. Oh, they're alligators.
You know, probably Clefairy.
Where's Wolf?
Clefairy?
Mm-hmm.
Wolf, are you still in the chat?
Only because Clefairy rides with Misty. And if I can get closer to Misty through Clefairy, let's go.
That's funny. That's a well thought out answer.
That was a well thought out answer.
So now it makes me think you want to fuck a cartoon. But that is what all this whole discussion is about, I guess.
Yeah, so. But see, I'm plotting.
It's pretty well thought out.
Yeah.
Jigglypuff.
He just wants to fuck Jigglypuff.
God damn it.
I think we asked him, and he immediately knew the answer.
Me?
But in order to seem kind of normal, you waited like 30 seconds.
I did wait a few minutes.
And then you're like, this is too much, I have to let them know. I've been waiting for someone to ask.
Yeah. I got a confession to make. Alright,
Foo Fighters reference?
Yeah. That just completely threw me off. Yeah. What's next for not B&E but you?
Glass Eyes is working on getting a new guitar player. Hopefully we get that figured out soon. I want to get back to playing shows with Glass Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning some important shows. Skydrow's, I mean, if it's me, it's B&E right now anyway. Skydrow's new record, The Castle Above the Clouds, comes out September 24th. The release show's at Cadence.
I made all the beats for that.
He did make all the beats for that.
Yeah.
Well, except for the intro,
all
I did
frisbee.
was supply Dro the drum loop, and he filled in the rest.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. No, because he wanted to dip his toe into beat making. I was like, perfect.
Who did?
You, Dro.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, this is perfect, because then you can make your own intro.
Yeah.
It can be super short, right? All I'll do is just supply the drum loop, and then you just do the rest. So, fun
cool.
fact.
Cool, I didn't know that.
But everything else I did.
Other than that, the Cap Gun and 5-string Poppa record, which is an outlaw country record that me and Capacity did, is being mastered right now. So hopefully I should have a release date for that soon. Yeah. There's some other secret things I'm working on that are like months down the line. Yeah.
Which one of these candies here is the best one?
The Mambas are always really good. I wish they weren't individually chewed or wrapped to me. It's too much.
Just so you guys know, we're sponsored by all these companies.
Oh, this one, I've had these many times, and they're very good.
Yeah, that's why I got them. I remember you saying...
Because they're good? Thanks.
Grape apes? Cherry punches?
Yeah, grape heads, yeah.
What are some other things that you enjoy?
I like beef jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Long walks on the beach.
Mm-hmm. With the sand between your toes, right?
Oh, they're just candies you want to know about.
The mic is like... It keeps falling off. And so, like, people keep getting their, like, ears blown out whenever I do this.
Yeah, dropping it on the table definitely wasn't worse.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Hey, shut it. I don't need it.
I like snacks of all kinds. Parts of the beef jerkies and fruity candies.
What's your favorite jerky, Papa?
I'm not brand specific.
Oh, okay. As long as it's jerky.
You going to snap it to a Slim Jim?
As long as it's jerky,
I just
take my money.
I know it's like the spam of snack foods, but...
You know what's the best sticks?
No,
Those,
they're fired for that. Spam is disgusting.
Husky meats or whatever it is. And it comes in like... the logo's like a bull. And you go to the...
I know what you're talking about. That's the... Yep. I know what you're talking about.
You go to the freezer section, it's like meat sticks. And they got like garlic and... cheddar or like
Husnick's Beef Company or whatever.
Yeah,
I've had those.
I thought you were talking about like the big bags, but maybe it's the same one we're talking about, but they're like arm and a leg and shit.
They're all arm and a leg.
They are. It's pretty expensive.
I
guess I was talking about meat sticks. Is that a form of jerky? I'm asking you like you're already aficionado.
It's a beef stick.
It's like a cured sausage.
Oh damn. Well, that's what I like. God damn it.
Well, I like a good beef stick.
One thing I wanted to ask you was you've been doing B&E for a while. You still work a 9 to 5, and now you're taking on being a bartender.
And I'm an event booker as well.
Yes. You can go ahead and give him a shout out.
Oh yeah, I book events for 11 Wells Distillery in East St. Paul, which is right in my neighborhood where I live, and I make dope cocktails there. It's a distillery that makes all their own liquors, and then we take those liquors and make craft cocktails with them.
Mm-hmm.
I book events there, so if you're looking to throw an event at a distillery, you can email me, events@11wells.com, and 11 is with the numbers, 1-1. Yeah, that's one of my many jobs.
Nacho, throw that in the chat. Throw his email in the chat. So that way Facebook can know.
Yeah, I work a lot. I'm a stressed out person, can't you tell?
Yes. I was gonna ask though, picking your brain a little. I just got promoted to like store manager not that long ago. So, what are
shameless plug? Just kidding.
Hey, Janet. So what are
the 3 tips and tricks you can give me to succeed in a professional environment?
Absolutely, go.
Smoke a ton of weed like way before you start a new job. That way, when you go to work the job, it'll be like normal because you're high and you're used to it. What do you actually want to ask?
Yeah, no, that was actually it. Like, what are some things that I need to take with me onto my job?
Suck a bunch of dick. And by that I mean, like, if you're like an introvert or you're just there to get a paycheck, which is me, like, when I'm at work, it's so much more worth it to pretend to be a good old boy for like 6 months.
Okay.
Go to break with those people you hate, smile and say, hey, what's up, blah, blah, blah. Do that for a while. And once you get your little promotion, and if that's enough for you, just coast after that. Fuck them. At first, people just want to see, like, oh, they're going to breathe new breath into this company, and look how positive they are, and what, bring in fucking donuts. You know what I mean? Do shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking suck a little dick. After a little while, get your little raise, and then they can't say shit to you. After that, just, collect your little yearly raise or fucking move on.
And just
jobs don't know you shit. Fuck every company. Suck my dick. That's how I feel about that.
Fair.
But if it's something that just fucking pays your bills, fuck it. And there's a bunch of other jobs that'll also do that for you. You don't know their shit. Fuck them. Trick them. Use your brain to trick your job, to make them think that they need you, and then do as little work as possible. That's my advice.
But you don't...
Go fucking live life. Go do shrooms on the weekends. Like, fuck that job. Fuck that fucking job. Fuck that job. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's retail.
Yeah, fuck that job.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know what you do. Fuck it, though.
It's retail. But I do want to host church there. I do want to host church there one day.
That'd
Give
be cool.
y'all some free ice cream and shit.
What are we talking for retail? Like a Macy's?
No. It's
something smaller than that.
Yeah, it's a Love for Minnesota. So it's basically just Minnesota named stuff, like shirts.
Okay, yeah, like a souvenir shop.
Yeah, I'm not wearing one now, but I usually do throughout because that's all I have now is a bunch of Minnesota stuff. But yeah, I do that.
Cool.
Yeah, I work at the one across from Rosedale Mall.
Right on.
Yeah, I just took that store over. I came from the Mall of America, which was a lot busier, and now it's not.
It's like all the little shops that are in the Mall of America.
Yeah. That's where I was, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, and then I got promoted and transferred over to Rosedale, which was the end game for me, because that's what I wanted anyway. So, I'm glad I'm there. Shameless plug, I suppose.
Attaboy.
Yeah. You passing on those?
You running the store, though.
I was trying to see what the theme was. I'd eaten like a shark and then realized that there's like other things in there.
There is. I think it's just all fish, though. I think.
They got bears and shit on the front.
I seen a robot on the back.
It's like definitely a monkey. I think it's just a mix, a bunch of candy that they have like the extras of sitting around at the factory, like Airheads. The mystery flavor is just like the in between flavors from when they're like switching flavors and haven't dyed it yet. So it's like a mystery even to the people making it because it's just white and it's like a little orange and a little cherry.
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're giving you.
How do you know that for sure?
I know things.
Okay. I'm not going to question it, but that's really interesting. I would have never thought that either. Interesting. Do you want to play another song or should we ask more questions? We'll play another song.
Yeah.
I think this one is your Glass Eyes joint, Omens?
Yeah. So, I know it's a hip-hop podcast, but this is the project that I have been working on. There's a little hip-hop in, like, anything we do anyways, because it's such a big part of us. So, like, there's hip-hop writing in the lyrics because David, who wrote them, is a rapper, you know? Whether or not it's in that style, to be determined by you, I suppose. But there's a lot of hip-hop essence in a lot of our tracks because we do play nu metal, which is essentially an amalgamation of different kinds of metal with a little hip-hop or funk or, like, something tossed in. It's kind of like metal salad.
Yeah, this is my favorite joint, too.
Yeah.
The whole prog metal shit. I love that.
Yeah. So this is a song on the project that I played bass for. What are we laughing at?
No, I tried.
That's drill, right?
No, that's Legacy.
Yeah, you see y'all still clapping Pokemon cheeks.
That's very funny. I'm glad I asked that question. No, I played bass for Glass Eyes, and this song was one of the ones I did the most writing for as far as input for the music, compared to like a lot of the other songs where really Io did a lot of the writing. This one was more, a lot of it was me, essentially. It's also one of our longer songs. Or the longest song.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lap dance song.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, time-wise.
It's like a roller coaster, this song.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's slow and pretty, kind of Alice in Chains sort of vibe. Then it goes into like some slow, grimy breakdown. And then it whips into like some fast metal. And then some pretty choruses.
Okay.
Some good old prog rock mixed in with metal. Or prog metal, as I like to call it.
Prog metal?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is prog metal by Glass Eyes. And then
on Sota Metal Radio.
Yeah. I like that. Nacho, hurry up, put it away. Put it away too quick. Shut up. Hi, none to see here. We're
Welcome back to Sota Metal Radio. That
Yeah.
was Omens by Glass Eyes. We're here with the Poppa from Glass Eyes.
Fake Eyes. How did the name Fake Eyes come to be? Was it your first choice?
No, I had really wanted to work around with the eye idea, and my original idea was Pig's Eye, which was the original name for St. Paul.
Oh.
Before St. Paul. No, that's where Pig's Eye beer comes from.
Yeah, because that's who I found it, St. Paul or whatnot.
Yeah,
right?
Pig's Eye the pirate.
Yeah.
And there was like some division on it. We tossed around a ton of ideas. It took so fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
And then I still wanted to stick with the eye thing, so I came up with Glass Eyes.
Skinner's right down the streets. I think.
Yeah, they have a Pig's Eye sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not like made anymore, but it's kind of like Ham's, where it's so ingrained into St. Paul culture that you'll see the signs everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, Ham's is still made, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, if you go down like the old parts of East Side, you're gonna see Ham signs and Pig's Eye signs.
Yep. Where I got the beer from, they had a Ham's beer right in the front when you walk in. So.
The logo itself is based off Grain Belt's logo.
Yeah, that's right down the street.
Yep. Their actual like brewery and factory. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know until I think it was only like a few months ago. The dude who designed it told me that. I was like, oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, once you said it, I'm like, huh.
Yeah, it looks like grain.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that until you mentioned it just now.
It looks like the Grain Belt logo made out of cocaine.
Which is even.
Which I didn't notice either of those things until we put the logo up, and somebody was like, I thought this was a picture of cocaine because they like they scrolling past it in their phone. I was like, oh.
That's the best shit I ever heard.
I'm surprised you didn't take that on yourself. You did the B&E one yourself.
Not that one.
Yeah.
I did Jay Pringle's logo.
Oh, okay.
Which was like such an undertaking to do like deathcore style with my like. I'm not a great drawing artist. You know what I mean? Like, I think it took me like 3 days of good ass work to do that. It was like pixel by pixel, letter by letter. Yeah, no, that's the only one that's like a metal logo I've made.
I see.
And I wouldn't particularly want to do it again, unless I had like good software.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's when you just ask me, and I'll be like on it. I'll take care of it.
Draw me one.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'll draw you one and do it on the computer.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I know you're kind of like hush hush on like future. Are you gonna ask a question?
No, I was just gonna say. Iba commented on. It started with dog food in the skies. Wait, that's not the lyric.
Yeah, I could see it sounding like that if you said it like that in your head. It started with dog food and sky.
That's great.
That's why Ipa gets along with us. I do that constantly. I hear songs so much from B&E, I just end up putting different words to them all the time.
Shit, sometimes I do that with my own songs.
Yeah, and then you got to be careful not to say it when you're on stage.
Yeah, no, that's why we say it before for the practice.
How often do y'all practice for like shows and stuff?
It depends on the people.
If there's shows, it does depend on the person.
Yeah.
I would say when there's shows booked, and by we I mean mostly a little of each other.
Yeah.
We all know that you should be practicing full sets at least once a week at church. So like 90% of the time when you come to church, you're gonna see somebody practicing their set.
Mm-hmm.
If not us, then somebody we know. Like Logan Michaels came through the other day to practice. You know.
Yeah.
Because he knows he can. You know, I like to be that person for people. Not talented people live in apartments and can't make any noise. How frustrating. You know?
Which I was gonna ask with the area that you're in.
I practice every other day.
Every other day.
I try to play bass every other day. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, the neighborhood you're in, like starting B&E music, did that raise any concern? Because, you know, at times you're very popular. and less attention is better.
Yeah, I used to get like worried about it, I guess. But both places I've lived, I've like told the neighbors when I'm having like the annual Halloween party, for example. I'm also like mostly to myself, and I have people over that aren't gonna be idiots outside the house. Like, you know, it's not like a bunch of stumbling drunks causing problems in the neighborhood.
Right.
It's stumbling drunks causing problem inside my house.
Right. Yeah.
But not literally. But you know, so it's not really a big deal. I practice all the fucking time. They know to expect it. I'm not a hard person to live next to. Also, good luck telling me to do something or not do something.
I've been like at or like coming into your house as people are practicing, and it's not really too much. So
yeah, it gets loud. I mean, there's a PA in the living room and a studio upstairs. You can hear all of it outside of the house.
Not too much though.
Yeah. You know, when we're throwing parties there, like a full volume, like house show.
Yep.
Yeah, it's loud, but you know, doesn't get that crazy that often. And also in my neighborhood, I live in the east side. People are throwing parties all over the fucking place.
True.
At least I tell them when I'm throwing parties, and I don't cause problems with my neighbors or whatever. So whatever.
Are you a neighborly person? Cause me,
Fuck
I'm
no.
like,
I don't want to talk to my fucking neighbors.
Okay,
not
good.
at all.
Good.
So how awkward? How awkward for both of us?
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, because they had that like Night to Unite. I think it's a nationwide thing.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to get clothes off the block and like.
I go to that shit. I go to shits like
Do
that.
you?
Yeah.
I don't.
I like community things.
I don't.
You know what I mean? I like going to little local block parties and like the church down the street had like a chili cook-off. I wanted to go so bad. I was trying to get my girl to go.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to go to church. I do like chili cook-offs. I like talking to random motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like
I'm with Pine. I'd rather say that kind of shit for that event than I don't want to meet the neighbors.
I think if I had cool neighbors, that'd be fine. But
I'd
like,
have to meet them on accident.
I live in between racists and some people that don't speak English. Like literally.
Yeah,
you know
I don't want to get.
It's kind of hard. But if I had like a cool neighbor, like a young neighbor, yeah, I'd probably talk to him, maybe hang out, drink a beer once in a while. But
maybe
I don't seek that out like some people do.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a duplex, I would understand because like you're living like.
When I lived in a triplex, we partied all the time.
Yeah. No, and I used to live on George Street, and we lived in a duplex. We had somebody living above us, and they were super cool people.
Yeah.
So we.
But even if they were assholes, because I've had assholes live in a triplex with me, and yeah, I wouldn't talk to them because I knew they were assholes.
I've never like we live in this house now, and I'm like, this is the only place I need to be. I don't need to be out in the block and try to meet people. Even Halloween, I didn't want to like give out candy last year.
I like giving out candy.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, no, I feel ya. Like, it's not for them, for that. It's for me. I like Halloween, and I usually don't party on Halloween because it's usually not on a weekend. So I have my Halloween party, and then I have a day where I will eat fall food and get real drunk and like give out candy because I like Halloween.
Are you a pumpkin spice bitch?
No.
No.
I once upon a time drank pumpkin spice lattes, but it was like before it was like cliche.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And I had already been over it by that point. Like, they used to sell them at Holiday. I used to mix the high energy mocha and the pumpkin spice flavor.
Yep.
Back when I used to try to drink coffee.
Yep.
Yeah. Even says I have police dispatchers on payroll to direct the loud noise calls elsewhere.
I mean, okay, let's backtrack. Have cops come?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Every party I've
not
been
where
to.
Not where I live now.
Oh, okay.
But when I lived at 1083.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course, cops came.
No. Yikes.
Yeah, but like only
was that
like,
a house back then?
That was like less music related. That was a triplex I lived in.
Oh, okay.
That was less music related and more like a really crazy party.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a long fucking time ago too.
Yeah. Now it's different.
It is.
It's way different.
It's just cut back. That's all it is.
It definitely is. It's tame. It's tame.
No, we still party like it's 1999, but it's just cut back.
It's super tame now.
Yeah, except on Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween is when we get ratchet. I know I do. I get hammered on Halloween.
Yeah. Halloween goes crazy.
I remember that.
Yeah, Halloween goes crazy.
I guess we'll cut to the last song and then we'll wrap up.
Okay.
On anything that we have in the foreseeable future. Well, I guess I know you're hush hush, but maybe we can talk about more about what you got planned.
All right. Yeah. I'll give some hints or something.
So this is the Cypher Volume 2, yeah?
Yeah, so like I was talking about earlier, like the different eras of B&E. This is like super early on still. T-Cell was still in the group. I'm the second verse. I think it's pretty good writing. When I write, there's a lot of punchlines and like what I call like battle bars, where there's like 3 different little references, or like every line or every word in the line rhymes with the same thing, or like it all starts with the same letter. Something like that. It was like that. So, but this one I decided I was gonna do food bars and wrestling bars.
Two of my favorite things.
Yeah, like there's a part. It starts out like I think my intro is the Shane O'Mac of hip hop. Here to drop an elbow every 2-3 years, and I still call myself that like at shows, but that comes from how little I rap. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Is like I show up, drop a big elbow, and leave. Yeah. And like that's like where that comes from. And there's like it's all double entendres because wrestling names are low hanging fruit because they're all already like double entendres or whatever, or puns rather. Yeah, of
course.
So it's like something. I pump smack down swollen veins. Smackdown. Yeah. Thumbtacks and open graves. You made a big mistake. Meet your final resting place. I'm Paul Bearer at your wake. The Undertaker in this game. It's a little Triple H. I want mankind in a cage, in a ring around the stage. And then it just switches to food after that, like in a little bit after that, it just switches to a bunch of bars about food. So I like pun stew, like studio and stew and like okay. So I was like, if I can't rap as good as anybody else on this track, then I am going to do punchlines and like reference bars like crazy.
Smoke and mirrors.
So like every fucking line is just packed in this one. Yeah.
It's kind of like smoke and mirrors, you know?
Yeah. Like, a little over here and then. Alright. Here's the thing. If they tell me to do it, I'm gonna do it. And like I like to be the one that I can do everything, right? That's like what I want to do. Yeah. And I mean, I have a bunch of like extremely talented people that I respect their writing and their craft so much. Like it was so nerve-wracking, the idea of me being on a track with Mr. Legacy. You know what I mean? I was like, why am I even allowed? Right. His verse on here is crazy. Crazy. Walrus's verse is crazy. And I have to do something, you know, because they want me to. Yeah, so, of course. Yeah, so I flexed the muscle I had, which was to write good.
It works.
Yeah, I guess. So, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, he sure talked that up," and I don't like this bars at all. Like, not only does his voice suck, but he's definitely sucking his dick a little too much. I
remember down to 0 viewers.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fucked.
Well, we got 5 on Facebook.
Hey, wow. Right. So we'll play the Cypher Volume 2, and we'll see if y'all are still with us.
Saying motherfuck the other guys, coming hotter than an Arizona sun in summertime. You not feeling it, you gotta be out of your fucking mind. What you been bumping, sounding like lullabies, undersized bullshit. Yeah, really nothing like what we been doing, pumping this music out abundant. I wonder why they give it another try. Think they bout to bubble, but they not making a fucking dime. I don't got the fucking time for these clustered minds. Always running wild, living by the gun and knife. Brag about the drugs or buy a how they about to make the victim's mother cry. All they ever talk about is how they done the crime. And all they ever really do is mumble lies. Dumbest kind of person, only in it just to stun and shine. Got the style trash, convinced they're gonna blow up and rise up above the sky. Love and lie.
drop an elbow every 2-3 years. From 1,000 feet high. P&E, bitch. Never disrespect the name. Think skins get wrecked like acid rain. Then as you die in gasp in pain, I want my tracks stuck in your brain. Pump stacked on swollen veins. Thumbtacks in open graves. You made a big mistake. Now meet your final rest in place. And I'll pallbearer at your wake. The Undertaker in this game. I want mankind in a cage. In a ring around the stage. You couldn't keep up the pace if we stopped and ran in place. So step up to the plate and get some bacon and eggs on your face. How does it taste? I hope that it tastes great. This verse is 16 bars and I only roll like 8. Nah, I'm kidding, here's another one to let them know I'm number one. I beef, I'm on a casa roast, so let us rap. Honey butter toast for you guys with a roast on the side. Since your bread's all gone and your raw shit's fried. Juicy fruits ain't got the limes, I got the juice and toss the rhymes and hit the stew a few more times. Spit that truth through my lines, so.
Yo, bet you're wondering who the fuck is this dude about to get on the mic. In case you forgot the introduction of the Park mixtape, it's Nacho Suave. And yo, peep the first kid. Yo, it's your girl's favorite rapper, Nacho Suave. The dude that keeps it hot like chocolate, sipping the sake. You can catch me at the show with the beer in my hand. The crowd is cheering the band, they hate us fearing the brand. Because we got it on lock, with rhymes already cocked. And a couple shows already rocked. I know you hear the bells. This is like Undertaker if he had the shells. B&E, we sticking like hair gels. We climbing like stairwells. Listen, we're not the dudes you should be mixing. Cause we can charge them like a piston. And give your face a heavy fixin'. Then afterwards you be missing your eyesight. We the highlight, spin the mics right. Cause no one does it better. When we get together, changes weather, brothers forever. We stack a cheddar, from now to forever. Your head is severed, cause you're nodding uncontrollably. So get your prayers and your rosary.
Shit. Is that Obi-Wan Kenobi? Is that Axel Salazar? Is that Spick from Spick and Span? No, shit, that's Chico.
T-Cell, you got bars? Yeah, I know I got a few in me. Words be so impactful, they'll kill you, then read your eulogy. I won't spend a dime on no Gucci or no Louis V. Want my kids to have it all, the difference between you and me. I flip the script from Party Boy to show you fools these raps is real. Yeah, them party songs are fun, but they don't always appeal. B&E, bitch, we the deal. We don't care how people feel. Gotta do this for ourselves, cause we don't wanna miss a meal. B&E, yeah, I'm a lifer. Killing songs and damaging ciphers. And if one day we gotta separate, I can guarantee my team you can never replicate. I defecate on all these half-ass rappers from a special place. Wreck your face, zooming past you at a record pace. Do this to be top dog, don't do this shit for second place. I am the greatest. Let me set the record straight.
It's B&E, baby. Now you know that. Sky Drovius, aka Drozovic with mad explosiveness. Sky
Know who it is, but do you know about this music shit? My influences are G, yours is something humorous. I'm helping out my gente, yeah, I'm getting used to this. If you could spit that heatery, what the fuck would you do with it? From battle scars to rap bars, we got what you need. Take heed if you against B&E from them twin cities. Same peasy to murder rap, breed reality. The message we speak is death on the beat, organically. Fuck the plagiarism, it's another good reason to hate this business. I appreciate them babes that go out of their way to visit. The stage is what we grace, so change your face for snowflake. The pain we bring stains your brains, creating waves of aneurysms. Play the hand you're given. Minute snakes is where we from. It's not a game, son. We've been at this bitch since day one. Bacon and eggs is what they ate up, but it don't stand for shit. So you ain't gotta hate a player. Yeah, yeah.
Give my praise up to B&E. They reach me through my days. Now I be making cheese, gorilla in the trees. Drop a bomb, relocate, watch them flee. I know my ABCs more than you can say, so trap your teeth. Now I become a factory of banging beats. I'm slanging cheap infected population off of Main Street. Their game's weak. These fake sheep try to fake me. That's strike 3 for these hate seeds. Now I'ma break free. So me, but I'm no OG. Though I can go beast inside, I'm not free. Believe I'm not equal. Seed of my ego, soul of my steel, seal of my creed. Yo, I be reminded of these late microphone thieves. These ties with no teeth. Try biting my knees, but I can stride sleek. My pride in my teams, my driving I speed.
Long live hip hop, it's the legacy. take it full effect. The Cypher Sessions. Y'all better be ready for this shit, motherfuckers. Mr. Legacy is on the scene, reppin' D&E. That's the team, I'm the heavy weaponry. My every verse is heavenly. You're the worst I've ever seen. Can understand why you even try to rock the MIC. I never trust a weak MC. I'm a wordsmith, you're rappers without a purpose. We got you feeling worthless when in the presence of greatness. I gotta ask you bitches, why so nervous? Realize me and my guys got you terrified. Whenever we rhyme, we are bona fide. Boss men causing all your losses. Fuck your fake flossing. You are getting tossed in the trash and garbage. Don't forget the fact we bringing Armageddon to those opposing the white and black. Your time's inspired when it comes to writing and reciting raps, and it was a long time ago that I decided that.
Yeah, and that's when I said, bitch, welcome back to Sota Sound Radio. We been eating a lot of candy.
And drinking some beer.
My tummy hurts.
Those are some good ass candies though.
It was good candy.
Yeah.
That's why I ate a lot of it and now my tummy hurts.
Do you think you've eaten more than oh shoot, what is his name? No, I forgot his name. The one that ate all the candy in the dish bowl. At your place.
Oh, it's on Sota Sound. It was Mike Dose.
Mike Dose, yeah. Do you think you eating more candy than Mike Dose at this point?
We watched while we interviewed Mike Dose eat an entire bowl of candy.
Yeah.
I have not eaten an entire bowl's worth of candy.
It was like that.
Yeah. It was impressive.
It was.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. We've had none but good guests. Do you ever miss the show? You ever miss sitting in Nacho seat?
Kind of. The millennial white guy in me really wants to be part of a podcast. Because, you know.
That's fair.
I got the beard. You know, I just look like I would have a podcast.
I been wanting to do one myself, actually. I've been wanting to do
this
like.
One?
Well, I mean, I do this one, but I want to do like another one.
I don't have like.
I
the
definitely want to
time.
do another one at some point.
What I don't like, I don't miss setting up and scrambling, and getting it done, and like the scheduling and stuff like that.
I don't.
If I had a thing where people just would come set everything up for me, and like let me yammer, and then they would leave, that would be sweet.
Okay. So like set things up and then go
Like, I get home from work, it's set up, I do what I want, and then I don't have to tear anything down. I don't have to post it online. I gotta promote it. I don't gotta make graphics. Like, I don't want to do none of that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and then even then I probably wouldn't have time. But if I was ever gonna do it again, I would want I don't want a producer. You know what I mean? Someone who can actually, because I don't have the fucking time to be doing all of that. Do I have 2 hours a week? Yeah, sure, I could probably find it. Do I have 5 hours and then some promo time on a Tuesday and like some flyer making time on a Wednesday? No, I don't have time for that.
I mean, if you definitely want to do a show, I'm down to produce or be in it. Just let me know. You can come over here and do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do anything.
Huh?
I wouldn't do anything except show up.
Yeah, just show up and talk. Just let me know what the theme is. And I can get it all set up for you.
Part of me wants to do like just a review show where I just like take submissions and review them.
Okay.
It'd be fun.
That would be cool.
I thought we were gonna have a story time with Poppa podcast.
We could do that. I do have a lot of stories. What kind of stories?
All the stories, Poppa.
Yeah, there's definitely a few about getting shafted.
Yeah. Some about shafting.
Yeah, and getting fucked.
Some about fucking.
Over with money. Right?
Yeah, with money.
And some coke too. Let's not forget that.
Do you ever feel like before you go? Do you ever feel like taking on other?
You ever feel like a paper bag?
What?
You ever feel like a paper bag?
Sometimes.
Blowing in the wind.
Yes.
Plastic bag?
No.
Plastic bag.
Paper bag. Are you trying to call me fat?
Don't think so.
That's
I'm trying to call you brown.
Trying to call me Jigglypuff?
Don't think so.
No. Like, do you feel like, or have you ever declined an opportunity because of B&E? Like, you didn't want the people to look at you differently, or
I didn't want B&E to look at me differently.
Yeah, or you didn't want to take time away from B&E, so you declined things for that reason.
Yeah, sure. Like,
you don't want to be a sellout.
I don't know about sellout. Like, I've declined things because like the offer to go play bass in a band, because I knew, one, I probably didn't have the time to do it, but maybe I wasn't like passionate about the sound at the same time. You know, so like, I'm gonna do like what I want. Of course, I'm gonna consider what happens or how it looks on B&E, but also like, if I don't feel passionate about it, I'm not ever gonna commit the time to it. Like, I only agree to things that I know I can get done because I care enough to get them done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm talking big projects, like recording a little something for someone here and there in the studio for some money. Like, that's not really what I'm getting at. Like, I'm going to go balls in to something.
Yep.
And I'm also aware of how much energy I'm giving away, or I try to be. So the way I'm set up, the nature of myself, I have to go balls in, so I have to care about it, otherwise I can't justify it. So those are the only two modes I have. Completely uninvolved or all the way in.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not in a position where I can be half involved in things. You know?
It just doesn't work out?
Yeah. Like I said about the podcast, like, could I do it? Yeah, but I don't have time and I don't want to do any of it. I want to show up, talk, and leave, you know? And everything else is handled exactly how I want it.
But then if you do get it that way, where you just show up, talk, and leave, like, are you going to be like, this sucks because you're not doing more?
No, because I know that's what I have time for, and that I'm giving it my all in that certain bubble. And if it's getting handled the way I want it, sure, like, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, going and playing bass for some band that I don't really care that much about, I can't justify it because either I don't see it as going anywhere, or I don't care that much about it, and caveat, it's going to take time away from my other projects.
Right.
You know, I definitely consider how I feel about it first, and then if it's within reason after that, you know.
Is there upgrades you wanted to apply to B&E, like moving out into like an office or getting like an actual studio? I mean, because you do recording and stuff like that, but like upgrade, like, is there things that you want to upgrade for B&E?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's hard not to say, sure, we could use a better video camera for music videos. Sure, we could use some lighting. Of course, I would take a nicer interface. Yeah, I would take a new laptop. Sure, I'd like a new microphone.
Well, of course, but I mean, like, the bigger scale of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, I mean, ultimately, it'd be nice to have, like, a headquarters. Right now, like, my house, since it's big and I'm one person, you know, there's a dedicated recording studio room. There's a dedicated room with a PA in it for practice. Like, and it suits what we need now. It wouldn't make sense right now to, like, rent a building or something that people have. I try to stay away from delusion so I can, like, live in a logical space in order to get things done, you know? And I always use this example because somebody literally said this one time. I was, like, 2 weeks into a band, and somebody was talking about throwing shows on a cruise ship. And I'm like, we haven't finished writing the first song. Why are you not writing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a difference between goals and delusion. Like, at that point, that made me mad because we weren't even a couple steps into it. I'd been through the whole band thing multiple times. I knew we weren't even fucking close yet. You know, I'm spending time on it, which means I give a fuck. But it frustrates me if you're not, like, focused on what's actually real at the time.
Right.
So for me to be like, if people say, why don't you, like, get a studio? Like, why don't you get a fucking studio? I'm just kidding. That's not what I said.
That's not what I was asking.
Because it doesn't make sense. You know, it just doesn't make sense.
Of course.
I was kidding.
Sheesh.
I would literally say that to someone.
So, you know, fuck you. Get your own
It doesn't make
studio.
sense for where we're at, you know? It'd be, you know, spending a lot of money on something that we wouldn't even need to be spending it on.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Just asking.
Somebody saying you gotta turn up the mics. But I think we're about to.
Yeah, we're about to wrap
right?
up. But what do you mean turn up the mics? Who's saying that?
Someone said weed strain reviews. Yeah, your podcast's always so quiet.
Are they?
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like because this thing once it gets to like 0,
You gotta like sound test it.
But then I look at that, right?
Yeah.
And that's like, I mean, it's not as loud, I guess.
You sound loud on. It sounds loud on my phone.
I feel like I'm loud as shit.
Let's not do this now.
Okay. Well, anyway, sorry.
Maybe we'll just bring the mics closer. How about that?
Yeah. I'm probably peaking. Yep, I'm definitely peaking, and I hope this is okay for your sound system.
Yeah, does this sound good?
Yeah, hopefully this is
sound
okay.
good?
Electrifying 1.8. Hope that's good for you. And is there anything that you got coming up for your show at all, by chance?
Then I said, "Bitch."
Great, good answer.
Let's see. Skyjo's record and release party for his new album, with which Nacho made all the beats and I did all the sound recording on except one song, comes out September 24th.
Yeah.
I will soon be announcing the return of something very popular we've done for a long time. I can't quite say what it is quite yet, but very close. My record with Capacity, on which I did all the guitar, bass, drums, and sound engineering for, is being mastered right now. It's an outlaw country record. Hopefully it comes out soon. Follow me on B&E Music or Poppa Squad on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And
go check their stuff out on YouTube.
You get a fucking studio. No.
And then and then say bitch.
Yeah, if you search for us anywhere, we're the one with the cool logo.
Yeah.
So there's like 2 other B&E Musics that have been dead for 9 years that are like in the Atmos.
Really?
Yeah, they're just sitting out there in limbo.
Yeah, they all like have 3 subscribers and like 2 videos. We're the one with like hundreds of subscribers and hundreds of videos.
Yes. Really dope stuff. You can catch all our Nacho stuff on there. Right?
Catch all the B&E members stuff on there.
Yeah. Everybody. I'm about to drop on there soon.
Drop what?
Music.
Sick. You wanna rap?
Yeah.
Soda.
Whoa.
Sound. Soda. Sound.
He just morphed into like carnage in front of our face.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna rap.
Yeah. And now you gotta spit. Now you gotta spit some bars, Pint.
I'm not gonna.
Soda. Sound.
Sound.
That was actually a really dope way to end us. I should have just did one of these moves where I'm like, all right, guys, have a good one. And is there an ending? There's no ending on here.
Look at you.
Oh man, I can't say offline, can I? What is that one?
Well, that's the offline. That's the offline.
Oh, here we
ladies
go.
and gentlemen.
Stream ending soon.
There we go.
Let's go back to my camera.
Okay. It's just the same. I'm not sure what we're trying to accomplish on this, but you can
Just gonna keep going.
Oh, shit. It is. That's actually kind of funny.
Sota sound is forever.
They thought we'd have hoverboards by now, but we have this. I think I just did. I figured something out. I think this is the future. Wait, let's start getting some comments in.
Oh, my stomach hurts.
Peace out, y'all.
That's your audition, HP.
Oh, my chest. My bloody chest. Yeah, that. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Sota Sound Radio. We are way past our deadline. We got some rest on the watch. Again, happy birthday to Logan, you piece of shit.
We'll see you very soon.
Yeah.
We love you.
Careful there, Papa. And we'll do one of these moves.
For real this time.
Yeah.
We love y'all.